Hi, friends. Welcome back to the Relo Social Podcast. I'm your host, Cindy, and this will be the final episode for this year. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone who has tuned in, who has listened to our business stories, to me sharing my perspective and experience as a digital marketer and also a business owner. So, for this episode, let's talk about bringing mindfulness to business and what that means. Stay tuned. So, from my own personal journey, one thing I've learned is, or one major thing I learned this year was a pattern of behavior I realized. And that was like working both with clients and now fully focused on my businesses. Yeah. And I'll say this may seem like should I say, a rebellious or radical approach towards business. But I think, from my perspective, that constantly, only, always thinking about your business is a tiny bit problematic. Now, and I'm not saying that people shouldn't think about their business or shouldn't come up with ideas. I'm a great idea generator. I'm always coming up with ideas for my business, which is good. And it's like you get inspired by different things around you, by your environment, and all of that. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm even leaning towards the worry side. Yeah, we are constantly worrying, is this going to work out? Am I going to get all these things? Is there going to be enough time for me to do this? That becomes a tiny bit problematic. And one thing is that we don't realize we're doing this. When we are in it, we think, oh, we are trying to be productive, we're trying to be on things, we're trying to make sure everything works out. But half of the time, that's not what's happening. How I'm able to personally even recognize this pattern of behavior is because I understand the environment I'm coming from. And this is from my own personal perspective or lesson that I'm bringing this side of, constantly overthinking, constantly thinking, obsessing about this side of your business. Now, this is not the, oh, I come up with ideas, I'm putting it down, I'm flowing with life, you get, I'm still doing my self care while doing my business. No, this is not what I'm talking about. Like I said, I'm talking about when we start to neglect ourselves, when we start to neglect our self care, when we stop being in the present moment and continually or constantly obsessing about how to do things or achieve things in our business. And as I said, I found this pattern of behavior within myself and working with people. I realized that when I start working with somebody, I'm mostly in a place of, I need to do, I need to show, I need to prove. When, to be honest, you're already enough. Your knowledge, your experience is good enough for what you're working towards. I mean, there's opportunity for growth, but constantly obsessing, what happens is I start to say yes to a lot of things. I abandon myself. I start to say yes when I know I should say no. Yeah, I start to skip early morning workout sessions because I'm trying to achieve this. And most of the time, what happens is you end up being resentful at the end of this. Yeah, you end up being resentful because maybe you've poured out all your energy, you've invested so much, and then maybe clients are not responding to you the way you would expect them to, or also putting energy as much as you feel you're committing. You're so committed that you abandon yourself. That's what I'm talking about. I recognize that pattern of behavior in myself too. And I knew I was doing it for clients and I decided to stop doing that. But when I started fully, because I'm doing the business in like different industries, serving different purposes. But like I'm saying, I recognize it in my own projects, in my own work. And I understood that, oh no, this is the same thing Yes, it might not be for clients, but now this is for my own this thing, and this is problematic. Me skipping my work, I know how important my workouts are, and this is not even for any fitness goal. It's just for my general well-being. I know how well I function when I'm eating well, when I'm sleeping well. But you see, abandoning yourself is like you stop going to bed early or going to bed at the right time. Your mind just wants to work, work, work. You're tired and you're still trying to work, work, work. That's very unhealthy because whatever you think you're going to do in that time could have been done the next day when you've rested and you collected all your um senses back from stress. And I recognize this pattern in myself, which made me, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this even in my own work because you get burned out early. You and then that moves you in a place from, you know what, things take its time to transform to I want it to happen now. Everything needs to happen now. Then you move into the place of desperation or wanting things to happen faster than they should or they would happen. So if you're like this too, I'm talking to you. This episode is for you to recognize this pattern of behavior that you shouldn't or we shouldn't take into 2025. Now we know this is it. And I'm telling you, I'm practicing myself out of it. And it was a thing that I know last night I slept with my PC on my bed, and that is a rule for me. That was a rule for me. Last, I did not have any device in my bed, so it's me trying to practice out of that. Yeah, I know sometimes I want to watch movies and sleep off. No, that's different. Yeah, but when you bring work to bed, or when I bring work, that's a no no for me. And I realized I was doing that when I got so excited about the projects I'm doing. What happens is when you get that much excited and the results don't come as fast as you want it to, it's going to break your heart. And you're going to get burned out easily. You're going to think this isn't working, but that's not true. Certain things are supposed to take its time to transform, to mature. Let me put it that way. And it's for us, you know what? Get excited. Get all your ideas. Put it down. Have a healthy flow or a healthier flow on these things. I know sometimes your mind just wants to do things. Why I'm even saying this is a toxic part of it is that sometimes your mind is just ruminating. It's not like you are making action or taking actions or doing things. Nah, sometimes you're just ruminating. Oh, I need to do this. I need to have this done. I need to do this. Oh, I'm running out of time. I found myself doing that this and I needed to shift myself out of this energy. So this is what I'm saying. Bringing mindfulness to business. So I'm going to say it again. Most times when you find yourself constantly ruminating, overthinking your business or your projects, it's unhealthy. You need to direct yourself back to the present moment. Yeah. Because in this moment, you're safe, you're enough, whatever it is you're doing, your project matters, your dream matters, but allow yourself the process of making these things happen. Allow yourselves we should allow ourselves the time, the space. Get excited, pull your ideas down, break it down in your journals. This is why I even recommend as a business owner, get a journal. You're going to need it because sometimes you need to write out maybe feelings that will come up, triggers that will come up. It could be even the way a customer relates to you, maybe being disappointed by suppliers. Anything can happen. So get a journal, put it down there. Right? Exactly how you feel. Then you take off that energy and you move. Yeah. So before I even move towards why this is a very important thing to do, yeah, let's even talk about something I think I found it out from Ikigai. Yeah, I started reading it. I'm not done, but I'm reading it, and it made me or it reminded me how essential you see your health is to your business, and it's something that I also learned. I think it was in 2022. Caring for yourself is going to impact your confidence as a business owner. When you feel good, you try to look good, yeah, and you are going to act how you feel about yourself. I've even said this in one of the episodes. How you feel about yourself impacts sales. I cannot even explain or expand how much, yeah, that has impacted how I connect with people when it comes to business. Or when I go out, the other day I went out to make a delivery to some customers, and I said, and I was talking to people I don't even know. And it was cool. Like, he's just like, what do you like, what are you into? And then there was a girl I didn't understand what she did. I'm like, okay, so with what you're learning in school, what are you going to use it to? And she explained it to me. I got to meet another person in finance that I'm like, you know what, I need you on the Rebel Social podcast, whatever. So he even gave me an advice for my business, yeah, that I'm just starting. I should make sure I'm tracking everything. And then, no, see, I'm taking that advice. I'm definitely going to do that. So that, or changing the relationship or my thoughts about how I view myself has impacted. When I meet people, I tell them about what I'm doing confidently. It's like you letting go of shame about whatever I think you think you're doing, your thoughts about what people would think. Nah. So that is that's that episode I'm talking about. Check it out. How you feel about yourself. Yeah, your self confidence impacts sales. I think that's the very first one on YouTube. So check it out. So like I'm saying, when you start caring for your body, your exercise, your food, yeah, choosing different. If you know you've been a certain way before, I'll say maybe I lean towards the ambivert kind of people. We're not introverts or extroverts. We're in between. I find, and that's true. I find that intentional connection gives me energy, and the one that and there are connections that drains me basically. So I'm able to identify that some places, like, no, I also talk about wanting to go for events. I know I'm not interested in all events, yeah, and that's how I'm able to care for myself and care for my energy. So being intentional about your health, your environment, what you're consuming, being intentional about your workout, these things are going to impact how you show up in your life, every area, with your relationships, with your business and business relationships, how you relate to your customers, to maybe people that you work with. Yeah. How you feel about yourself is going to impact that. So when you're not taking care of your body, yeah, you're not taking care of your body, your physical appearance. And I'm saying this at this whole talk about physical appearance, maybe we're going to make it um a topic, yeah, eventually, because it's not just about maybe personal life, even how you show up in your business. I think even Brian Tracy talks about it in the psychology of selling. Yeah, if you look good, you feel good, and once you feel good, there is no shame, there is no fear in connecting with people. This is what I also say is confidence is not something that it's learning to like yourself. That's confidence. And when you look good, you like that you look good, you feel good, and you like yourself, and you kind of like, there's no shame in connecting with people. You talk to people more confidently, and him talking about that in his book too is true. So all I'm saying is be more intentional about what you're eating. Yeah. Pay attention. I think on the Time with Rella podcast, we talk about health and well-being in a way that it impacts your life, especially food. Yeah. If you don't know, not today, even the food that you're eating impacts your mood. There are certain things that you eat that may make you feel a little bit. I think for me, it used to be rice. Yeah, eating too much rice without veggies would make me a little dull and all that. Even tea, like, when you pay attention to what you're consuming, that's going to inform you in what makes you feel good or makes you not feel so good. So, like I'm saying, check out your food, workouts, go for walks, taking the fresh air, yes, breathe, step away from work once in a while to clear your head. The toxic part of this is when you are in front of your PC 24/7, That's very unhealthy. And that's how you burn out. That's how, when everything about your life is work. Work is important, but also schedule other things into your life. Yeah, I remember when I was talking with the, with the person I met, he's in finance. Yeah. He talks about how he learned how to, take a step back because he would send messages on weekends and nobody will respond. Yeah, so I think it's us being more intentional. Yeah, before hustle, as a hustle culture in your own way, you don't know you've adopted it, thinking that, oh, now you're a serious person, you're so hardworking because all you think about every day of your life is so consumed by work. So you think that you're doing your Nah, what happens is you end up falling me from my experience, you end up falling sick a few times, you break down a few times, you're burned out. I said this before. I got to a time that I couldn't even construct an email to send. That was hell for me. So I found my ways, apart from exercise and all. I started a business that's fun to me. I'm making money, but it's fun to me. That's play. So in my own way, I'm playing and I'm taking time off, and it's something that I do to distress. Yeah. So find your own ways. I enjoy my walks. Yeah. I'm trying to, should I say, I do meditate, but it's not the everyday thing. But I'm a big journal person. I journal a lot. I write about my thoughts. I process it. So find your ways to do these things to help bring mindfulness, or bring more intentional energy into your business, your work, your project, whatever it is you're working on. So I know when we talk about mindfulness, a lot will roll their eyes and all of that. But anyway, I'm tempted to say it's not for everybody, but I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say find what works for you. Give yourself a breather. Give yourself time to process things. I think it was somebody that said it on the podcast that we are all consuming, but we don't have enough time to process what we are hearing, what we are listening to, what we are learning, and finding ways that it works for us. But what I would say is, yeah, if I was to say one of the reasons why I think mindfulness in business is important, I'd say it's to improve productivity, first of all, because I don't know if you've ever experienced burnout, but that's not a space I like to be. Everything feels like pressure. Even talking to people feels like a lot. Yeah. So if you're looking to increase productivity, and this is not a thing you cure. It's not like medicine when every time you stress yourself so much you just want to down pills to help you get rid of the headache. Where maybe adjusting your lifestyle can help prevent headaches. Maybe not looking at the PC 24/7 can help you feel a little less pressure on your eyes or your head. Yeah, so if you know what burnout feels like, this is for you. Going into 2025, maybe start practicing, maybe be more intentional about how much time you're spending in front of your PC, you're spending in work, and take time for yourself. Yeah, to connect with yourself. Because I don't know, but for me, a disconnected self is not what I enjoy or where I am. Because most of that time when I'm feeling disconnected from myself, I'm mostly living in fear. I'm mostly moving like I'm running out of time. I'm mostly moving like everything feels like a lot. Yeah. So I'm going to say the first one is increase productivity. I'm going to say it enhance your creativity. And that's true. I find that sometimes when you just step away, mm, like I mentioned, you can get ideas from anywhere, even going on walks sometimes. I'm not listening to anything, or I might be listening to something. I come up with an idea. Oh, okay. This is like an idea to implement maybe in the next content I'm doing on my ads or something. Yeah, it enhance your creativity and you get there's less pressure where you it allows you for, like, if you're a writer, I'm telling you, like there was a time I couldn't write copies for somebody. It was too bad because I was so stressed and burned out. So enhance creativity, you make better decisions, yeah. And it's the same thing where people say you don't make decisions when you are feeling overwhelmed or with fear. Yeah. You clear your head, let the pressure come down first. And also improve relationship. Yeah, I think we underestimate how much or how disconnected we show up in relationships when we are stressed. Yeah, that's where our mind starts to overthink. And this is business relationships I'm talking about, where imagine you approaching a client and instead of you are not coming from a place where you are showing them their benefits. You're moving like, oh, I want something from you. And all people are going to be like, okay, this person just feels like they want, they're like, they're not doing, or they're not even pitching my benefits and all. So, improve relationship is part of it. What did I mention? Improve, increase in productivity, creativity, better decision making, improve relationships, and improve mental and physical health. So, if you're if you're going to take your health, your physical, mental, emotional well-being, yeah, more seriously or be more intentional towards it, this is going to impact your businesses in ways that maybe you didn't envision. And I'm going to say try it and see. Yeah, don't take my word for it. Try it and see. And it even reminds me of a friend that said, you know what, I started therapy. I'm like, why? I said, I noticed I was being less productive at work. Yeah. I'm like, really? And it's like, yes, it helps me improve productivity. And you see, like, there may be other things going on in your life, but you being more mindful, intentional about your well being can help because most of those things impact how you show up at work. There's like everything, you are one person, yeah, with different aspects of your life. If you think that your emotional well being isn't going to impact your work, I'm going to say maybe you're not paying attention. So I hope sharing these few things, yeah, encourages us as we end the year into the new year to be more mindful. Yeah, I hope it encourages us to take our health, our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health a little more seriously in 2025 so we can show up as our best selves. Yeah, and when we are best, I mean, we are our best selves, you see how much it will impact our business. Yeah, to see how much we will see how much it will impact our projects and our goals. So, thank you to everyone who has tuned in. Yeah. Thank you to everyone who has listened. Thank you to people who came on the show. I hope to do more next year to connect with more people. Yeah. And I'm grateful that I get to share my journey, even as a business owner, and my experience as someone doing online marketing, development, design. I'm grateful to you for tuning in and listening to me and the business stories we have to share. There's more to come in 2025. Thank you for an amazing year. I wish you an intentional, relaxing end of the year and a beautiful 2025. That's it. Bye.